it's very heartbreaking and it's very sad that we had to sit here and report the passing of Jon Huber, aka Luke Harper, aka Mr. Brodie Lee in AEW. His most recent run. Died at the age of 41 to a non-COVID related lung disease. And it shocked the wrestling world by storm because this was an active wrestler. Like we just seen him. We really just seen him
dog collar match.
In that there's his final match, which it has more symbolism to it. In the dog collar matchup, and it hit the wrestling world hard. I don't know the last time. Now we've had active wrestlers pass away recently, but they were more so on the indie level or lower level. But somebody at this high caliber that like the whole wrestling world knew and respected. I don't know if we had that in a while. I'm about to say since Voldemort did that stuff.
Okay.
And like I said, if I am wrong, please feel free, anybody out there to correct me. I was sitting, it's Christmas time. I hope everybody enjoyed the holidays, but I was sitting in the bed. I was watching. It's just so happened I was watching the movie Soul, and I got the text from Chubbs, and he was saying that did you know Brodie Lee passed away? And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, usually when you hear that, like, because you just told me Kevin Green passed away.
Okay.
And I was just like, wait a minute. Okay, so I was like, you mean Kevin Green, right? He said, no, Brodie Lee just died. And I said, I looked up the news, and it felt like a dagger in my heart. Because I didn't even tell my wife automatically until the movie was over. And I was just
dang, okay.
Yeah, well, we only had about 20 minutes after the movie, and I was just like, I want her to to get through the movie, and I was like, but it put a dagger in my heart,
okay,
and I was like, for me personally, because death comes in threes, and we had the 3 wrestler deaths and stuff like that that has happened. And also, just in general. But when it comes to the things that I adore the most, when it comes to professional wrestling, when it comes to basketball, and when it comes to my movies, I have lost, 3 people of, high caliber this whole year. Started with Kobe in the beginning, Chadwick in the middle, and I Brodie Lee at the end. People that are still young, at all in their 40s. That's some weird shit right there. It is. And I'm starting off the podcast by I'm honoring this man here. His wife put out a statement after he passed away. Said she put out on Twitter that my best friend died today. I never wanted to write those words. My heart is broken. The world saw him as amazing Brodie Lee, also known as Luke Harper. But he was my best friend, my husband, and the greatest father you will ever meet. No words can express the love I feel or how broken I am right now. He passed surrounded by loved ones after a hard-fought battle with a non-COVID related lung disease. The Mayo Clinic is literally the best team of doctors and nurses on the world who surrounded me with constant love. On top of that, I can't express my love and admiration for the way All Elite Wrestling has treated not only my husband but myself and my kids. She has all the names here and the add stuff like that. And the rest of the team at AEW have helped keep me standing and picked up all the broken pieces. I've been surrounded by so much love and incredible people. I can't tag them all, but you know who they are, and I don't think they will ever know how thankful I am for them. So it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'll before I get more into the history and stuff like that. Your guy starts when you heard the news.
You can go first, ladies. Good.
I mean, I'm kind of along the same lines where I thought he was wrong. Like, he said Brodie Lee died, and I was just like, that's not who I think it is. You sure? And he's just like, yeah. And it's like, Luke Harper? He's like, yeah. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, he can't be that old. And then he told me what his wife had tweeted. I'm just like, that's nuts. Like, I thought Shad would be the most shocking like wrestling passing this year, because I'm not saying it's sad when anybody goes, even those, and I just want to say it is okay if you feel some kind of attachment to someone you don't know personally to feel a way about it, because I see a lot of folks who like to like rag on people for it, but it was just like, it was a lot of deaths this year, but most of them were people who were older or who were sick or something like that. But Shad was really shocking, and it seemed to shake up like the wrestling world, and everybody talked about how great of a guy he was. And then now Brodie Lee, and it's the same thing it's like the same thing all over again, where everybody's just like, he's such a great guy, and he was never anything but nice to everybody in the locker room, and he was great to work with, and he was so young, and this is unexpected, and it's just like, it sucks, because I mean, who would really expect to get like some news like that? It's different when it's like your legend and things, but an active wrestler who just had a match like a week or two ago?
No, about a couple months ago. He's been that dog collar happened like September, right, or October?
I think in October when I think Cody came back in October.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't. He was around. I don't think he didn't have a match, but they were talking about how they did the little thing with his son a little while ago, where he got to pin Kenny Omega. So it was recent. Mm-hmm. That he was around doing something. I don't know what, but I don't know. It's always crazy to hear things like that, especially when it's like a sports star of some kind. These are people who you think of being in like peak physical fitness. So it's like when they're struck down in their prime, essentially, it's crazy. Unfortunate.
What about you, Prime?
Yeah, man, this man is loved by everybody. This man was like on the cusp of becoming like so much bigger and better. Started out slow with the McMahon gimmick, and then now he finally found his footing in AEW, and then he passed. That's kind of sad, though.
It is very sad, because when he came in AEW, because first of all, for everybody who knows that me and Prime review the Wednesday Night War every week, I can't stand the Dark Order. I think Dark Order was a waste of time. I didn't. When he came in out, I felt bad for Brodie Lee coming into the Dark Order, because I was like, the Dark Order sucks. And for that short amount of time, he made the Dark Order relevant. And I'm not just saying this because he passed away. Y'all can go back and listen to my old Wednesday Night War reviews of when they had Dark Order jumping Cody and stuff like that. And then he did the surprise attack with him with the TNT Championship. That was all good stuff. And I was like, okay, I have to like the Dark Order this week. Because before then, I couldn't stand these guys.
And they were definitely getting over on BTE as well, too. So that's kind of what helped them get over in the main roster. Like, I guess when they do good on BTE, I guess Tony kind of gave them more chances on the main roster to say, here, be entertaining. And I guess they just took it and kind of ran with it.
Got you. Okay, so it makes sense also. So, But you know, we was all first introduced to Luke Harper before the Brodie thing back during the Wyatt family, and at first glance, I'm just like, "Whoo, this guy looks like trouble." And
I ain't gonna leave a lie to you. You know what he looked like.
I exactly know what he looked like. Him, the whole Wyatt family at that point. I was like, but they became this like elite stable. Like I'm talking about the original Wyatt family. I'm not talking about the one with Strowman in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the original 3-man Wyatt family. And before I get into the stories and something about the Wyatt family and how I grew on them, Bray Wyatt, obviously the leader of the Wyatt family, put out a heartfelt tribute message to John Herbert, and he said this is what he said, and it was really personal because you know Bray Wyatt's one of them kind of guys also that I ain't hear nothing bad about him neither. Mm-hmm. Like he plays these crazy.
I heard one bad thing.
I was about to say.
Okay, mine's JoJo thing. I'm sorry about him and his wife and JoJo thing. Yeah, I got it. You right. I'm talking about okay.
Yeah, they right back. Let's backtrack.
Yeah, a little bit. But he did put this out. He says, "You were my best friend, my brother, my partner, my Terry Gordy. We changed this whole game because we refused to do it any other way but our way. We were always at our best when we were a team. I think we both knew it. We fought like brothers because we were. I'm so goddamn pissed. This isn't how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be us fat, bald, and useless running Wyatt family spots in high school gyms in our 70s. Where do we go now? What do I do knowing I'll never hear your condescending sarcasm as I'm riding high? I miss you so fucking much already. I would do anything just to live through our worst moments again. I can't believe you're gone. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. You will always be a part of me, whether I like it or not. Without you, everything is different, and I hope Amanda truly knows that I am here, not just to say it, but because I love them too. I will make sure your son knows the incredible man you were, not the legends people will tell, but the real you that very few people got to see. I promise I'll put them over clean in dark matches when he's old enough, just like I promised. I'm hurting so bad. I wish I had a chance to say goodbye, but then again, it's Saturday, and you know what that means. Anybody who follows Luke Harper on social media, he does that every single day.
He's doing it. He did it for like 4 years straight.
It would be like, it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. At first he'd be like, what does that mean? What does it mean? And he just does it every single day. Like that's been a Brodie, that's been a trait of his for like the past 4 years. But that's what he means when he puts Saturday. You know what that means. Save me a seat next to you whenever or wherever you are. That's where I belong. I'll be there when it's my time. Goodbye forever, Brodie. I love you. Very heartfelt, very emotional.
Yeah, of course.
Of reading that thing, and he ain't the only tweet. That's just the main one. Cause I was about to go into the Wyatt thing. Everybody from both sides of the fence, from WWE to AEW, have been putting out emotional tweets.
I'm gonna read this thing from Vince McMahon real quick.
Oh man.
The entire WWE family is deeply saddened by the passing of John Herbert. Known to the WWE Universe as Luke Harper, our thoughts and prayers are with John's family and friends and fans. So, and he posted a picture of him at WrestleMania.
Which one?
I think
the one where he won the title.
Yeah.
Oh, 34, right?
Yeah, the
Triple Threat Tag Team? Yeah, gotcha. Yes.
I think it's cool that they both on both sides, and they was kind of sharing each other, like AEW was sharing WWE posts and WWE was sharing AEW posts. I kind of like it.
It needs to be something like that to mend the walls, because this guy meant a lot to both sides, which I expect to see tributes from Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and AEW all this week.
Well, I know they're gonna do a. I know they're gonna do a physical tribute on AEW because he was like still kind of active. He's the leader of a stable.
Yeah.
So I know Dark Order's gonna do something, but like Raw and SmackDown might just get that graphic at the beginning, of course.
Do you think we get the whole roster out there for the 10-belt salute?
I feel like it would be warranted.
I don't know for him. I mean, it's not, even though it's not his fault that he couldn't do more, but he's not like one of them people that universally known.
You know what? It's almost you can argue that because the difference between Luke Harper is he was obviously he didn't have too much of a solo run over there, but he was part of their Wyatt family, and I remember when the Wyatt family, like, I think they hit their stride and on running. Remember Elimination Chamber 2014?
Yeah, when they fought the Usos?
No, when they fought the Shield.
The Shield, yeah, okay, my bad.
In
Usos
one of
was,
if not the best 6-man tag match in the 2010s. Because that was the kind of the atmosphere. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome," before they even touched, and they had a drag out brawl for about 20+ minutes, and it was a damn near awesome encounter because everybody was like, these were the strongest 3-man teams that was out there at that time. And I was gonna say the only reason I was gonna say that they probably won't is just because of the WWE. The people that they feel needs to do it is gonna do it, and people that don't really need it, they gonna put that graphic up. That's I'm just saying we all see that Tony Khan has like a passion for his people. He treats them like people, and Vince kind of treats them like a paycheck. So that's the only reason I said they probably won't. He does that, but when it comes to, I will say, when it comes to somebody that has died, that if Vince is putting out tweets, because it's like, I don't remember Vince, like certain people that passed away that was part of WWE that's not been there anymore or has gone to the other side or whatever the case may be. Someone has died, Vince has probably tweeted something about it, or maybe it's like, that's on my rail, I better say something. But to the point where it's like, because Vince don't even use Twitter that much, because the next time Vince is going to be on his Twitter is Martin Luther King Day.
It's gonna be a happy birthday to somebody there. It's gonna be a happy birthday, and somebody gonna post a Shane McMahon happy birthday tweet under it.
I'm about to say it's gonna be the shady Shane McMahon happy birthday tweet.
Yeah, I would say, but you already know. Look, after New Year's, after Christmas, the next thing Vince cares about is Martin Luther King Day because he's a Martin Luther King mark. I don't understand, but still,
it's his personal hero.
Why?
Yeah, man, he got to send them 5 or 6 people down to where that hotel.
He's sending them 5 or 6 people down to the hotel. But I seen Wale was tweeting, like, his own Twitter. Was tweeting, it's Saturday, so you know what that means.
He was at Wale Mania.
He been at Wale Mania.
Yeah.
You know what? Brodie Lee was somebody who I'm going to be honest with you because he shocks me a lot. Because I remember Lady Sketch coming to me, had to be a couple years ago, and then she was like, Luke Harper out here tweeting Gucci Mane, and I said,
I'm sorry,
who? And I said, Luke Harper out here tweeting Gucci Mane. I was just like, oh. So the first thing in my mind, I'm not gonna lie, be honest with yourself, I judged him. I said, what the fuck did he say about Gucci Mane? Like, that's what I was saying. I was like, what did he say about Gucci Mane? And then come to find out, it's like, no, he tweeting quotes to somebody that Gucci Mane said. And I was just like, And then, I've seen pictures of him at Wale Mania. I've seen, Big E and shit about like a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah, Big E and shit about every picture they had together.
His stories. I'm just like, y'all, please. Y'all are going to make me cry. The picture with him and Shad at the last Wale Mania.
That they touched home for real. I was like, oh my God. That had to be, what, this year?
That was earlier this year. Or was it? Because there was no WrestleMania.
No, that was
this
last year. Because they ain't had one for WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, because this year there was no WrestleMania, like physical WrestleMania.
Oh,
so it had to be last year. So it's like last year, these two guys are in a picture together at Wale Mania, and now they're both gone so unexpectedly.
It just you know, Big E has talked about what Brodie Lee has done for the community, what he has done for, you know, him personally.
Yeah.
I remember when George Floyd died, knew they did their special podcast. He was retweeting it all over the place.
Yeah, he said he cried with him when he cried about George Floyd dying. You know, he somebody else tweeted that he bought them their ring gear.
That's John Silver.
Yeah, he said he bought him his ring gear. I think he said because he thought it would elevate his character and stuff like that.
Well, he's like in the Dark Order. He's like the leader, and he kind of was getting the push, so he kind of wanted them to match, basically.
Yeah. But
about the matching gear.
It's like he don't have to do none of that. He bought somebody else's podcast equipment. Mm-hmm. You know, like all it's nothing but good stories. And you know, everybody always say, "Well, folks just say nice stuff because somebody died." But I never heard, like, in the age of social media, it's so easy to hear trash shit about people. I mean, everybody from the regular person of the block to celebrities. You never heard nothing crazy about this guy. Like, you never heard, nobody came out and said no crazy scorn shit when he left WWE. Nobody said anything wild about him while he was there or while he was in AEW. And
usually if somebody has a troubled history or they're an evil person underneath, whatever the case may be, and people see them getting a lot of love, they will come out to just bring down,
just to rain on the parade.
And I have not seen. It's like I see that. And you see that with Shaq. If you truly love the person, if you were truly inspired by the person, and he meant a lot to you, that's the love I get. There is just no reason to hate this guy. And I'm going by. I don't know this guy personally. I never got a chance to go out to a wrestling convention and meet this guy. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is just that from what I have been reading from his peers. And I'm talking about all of his peers. It's not just a certain group. It's not just a certain sex or just AEW. I'm talking about all over the place. And we probably gonna see that love spread all over the place throughout all the wrestling shows, because that he meant a lot. And with him being a part of that Wyatt family in the beginning, and then him going him staying there, and when the Wyatt family got stale, and then they did the whole Randy Orton thing in 2016, I do believe that could have been his opportunity to go for another singles run, because after the Wyatt
he almost had a chance at the belt. Remember him and AJ had that battle royal, and whoever won got a championship match, and AJ ended up winning.
I think so, but remember his run in 2015 when he had the Intercontinental Championship for a little bit, and then
I wish that was kind of longer too.
I did. He had his singles WrestleMania debut at WrestleMania 31 inside the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. We had that gear that had all the names scratched.
Was he the champion going into it?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't? Okay.
Bad News Barry was the champion going into it.
Okay.
WrestleMania 31, and that's why everybody was stealing the belt from. He was doing that creepy, gimmick. Yeah, a creepy eye gimmick. During the WrestleMania 31 thing. Then remember TLC that year, when him and Dolph Ziggler stole the show, he almost broke his arm in that ladder match. Mm-hmm. When him and Dolph Ziggler tore it up, and it's like nobody on that show could follow that, because that was one of the best.
He's a good wrestler. I think Brodie Lee almost reminds me of what Cesaro. Like, he should have so many opportunities, but don't. He's a good wrestler. There's no reason why, but it just happens.
Yes, and we talked about Brodie Lee in the news last year. Remember when Vince said that he wasn't feeling him because he didn't have a southern accent or couldn't do a southern accent?
Oh yes, I remember that.
And which caused him to just ride out the contract and go over to AEW. But I think the biggest missed opportunity with Luke Harper was in 2016. Remember the whole Randy Orton joined the Wyatt family storyline?
Yep.
Which happened to be a good storyline, but then the end game was they did Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 34. It was 33.
It was 30.
Which one was it?
33.
Okay, WrestleMania 33.
The one on the roller coaster.
The roller coaster, exactly, yeah. But you have people out there who believe, and I want people out there who believe that it should have been a triple threat match.
Yeah, it should have been, but I don't think they wanted Luke Harper to go for the championship.
But now,
that's why.
There were stories that Luke Harper was saying. I don't know if he said this if it was on that AEW podcast. I didn't listen to it, but I did hear the story that he was saying, like, look, the way y'all writing me in the story, y'all are going to get me over, and the goal is to try to get Randy Orton over in the storyline. And the writers didn't want to listen to him. And then what happened?
That might have been Jericho's podcast because that wasn't AEW.
Okay, probably Jericho's podcast. As the story went on, people were starting to get behind Luke Harper. Hell, I was getting behind Luke Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Then him and Randy Orton had that awesome match on SmackDown. So with that being said, like I felt as though that since he suspected Randy Orton was going to turn on Bray Wyatt in the first place, I felt as though he should turn on Bray Wyatt also, and he wasn't going to win the championship, but it would have made that match a hell of a lot better if you did Luke Harper versus Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33.
I think another reason why he didn't get that much attention is because they kind of did it every time and put him back. Like they have him go on his own and then pull him back. Go with Eric Rowan again. He'll be on his own and it's come back to the Wyatts. Then he'll be on his own and then it's come back to the Wyatts. And then one of them be injured and he'll be on his own. And then they say, nah, go back to the Wyatts.
Well, see, it was always the thing, or that, or the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm just like, hold on. Harper was the better worker between him and Roland.
Worker anyway.
Yeah, and they gave Roland the push, and I'm like, that's a mistake. Because I think they looked at him as more of the, I guess.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
Imagine if Harper was with Daniel Bryan and not Roland.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would have been.
That's crazy.
See, that's what I'm saying. And then it broke my heart. I was sitting there actually pissed when Vince said he had nothing for Luke Harper to do. I'm like, are you serious right now? You have nothing for this man to do.
But yet you can book No Way Jose.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, you have nothing for this man. This man is an athlete. This man first of all, at the age that he's at, is still putting on quality matches. He's putting on quality matches. He's a better worker than Eric Rowan ever was and ever will be. And y'all have nothing for him to do, and y'all just kept him home. It bothered me. And then remember Clash of Champions when they tried to do the run one more time when he came back and attacked Roman Reigns?
He had on the metal shirt.
Yeah.
Because that's when they tried to have them together, but when they doing like the both. Oh, he was with Daniel Bryan then. He was with Daniel Bryan for a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But he had on the metal, because Eric Rowan had on like a rock shirt every week, so he came out with rock shirts every week, and I guess they tried to do it, but I didn't like that version too good.
Yeah, and I'm just saying this man had so many things that he could have did or done, and I think WWE, like, they do this with a lot of people. They waste them. So with him coming over and doing that, at first him doing the Vince McMahon thing, I was like, okay, it's a lot of sour grapes going on right here. And I'm like, but you know what? He came into that Brodie Lee thing. He had, now, what also hurt me is that the night he was supposed to debut in AEW was supposed to be in Rochester, New York.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
and they had to move everything down to Florida. So remember, he debuted to an empty arena.
Yep, to empty arena with SCU. Yep.
Yeah, this was before they started using the wrestlers as fans, and he came into an empty arena, and I felt bad because he finally got his chance to, show everybody what he's made of, what he can do, and all of a sudden he comes to an empty arena, and it's not fair. But the pandemic's not his fault, but they kind of put the rocket to him. It made him this threat, and then he went into the match with Jon Moxley for the championship, and they had a good brawl because a lot of people don't remember the Luke Harper Dean Ambrose fights in WWE. Remember the one they had at Extreme Rules that lasted all night?
Yeah, those were good too.
Yeah, those were good matches. So when he was there, they had a good, him and Brodie Lee and Moxley had a good brawl. I knew that he wasn't going to necessarily win the title at all, but I do know that just having him there, what was just good to have, Moxley feed him to Moxley a little bit. But he really kind of got over, especially with me, that night. In my personal, and of course the Dark Order stuff, and the whole thing with Cody and the championship, which I thought was just awesome stuff. How he hit him with the broken championship and took the TNT title, and then to kind of find that dog collar match, we had Greg Valentine in the audience, which was a good brawl. That's his last match. And I mean, what a way to go out! But that's his last match, and it's very heartbreaking when you lose somebody this young. And I wanted to make sure that no matter what I did on this podcast this week, I was going to talk, pay homage, and honor the man that is Jon Huber. My condolences go out to his family. I believe in my heart, like how Jeff Hardy says about having faith that this man is in a better place. And we all are striving to be like him, and even like Shad, and even like the good people that we have lost this year to get to that place. Because when I hear stories about him all the time, I keep hearing about his family and how much he loved his family and his kids, especially his boys, stuff like that, and the things that he would do, how he won the championship, and his son was sleeping, then he laid the championship next to him, so when he woke up in the morning, he see the championship, like stuff like that.
So I wonder, because they filmed the footage so he can see it, of course, before he passed. But I wonder if they're gonna release that footage.
That's what I wanted to, because first of all, I didn't know he was sick. Like when he was out, I really thought, because he was just on the AEW podcast last month.
Well, that was pre-recorded.
Oh, pre-recorded still, yeah. But I didn't know I really thought after the Dark Hot match he had like an injury or something, and I was like, man, this sucks. If he got an injury, he has to go.
Well, I think he did have a legit injury, and then I guess while on that injury, he kind of like noticed, like he probably went to like the doctor or something. Then they said, okay, we found this or something. Maybe, I don't know how exactly, but I know like it's something similar to that.
Yeah. So that right there is it's just so crazy. It's just so sudden, because I really just put him in the back of the mind as if he was an injured guy, and I was like, and to the point I was asking myself recently, when is Brodie Lee coming back? Because the Dark Order sucks again. And I'm like,
I know some people was waiting on him to get back so that when he gets back, he's going to yell at them, basically. Yeah,
because to me, look, I'm saying this right now, and I said this on previous reviews, that the Dark Order sucks, but Brodie Lee is the one that helped change that all the way. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, and it just breaks my heart, and it's they must have knew that he was dying, I'm guessing.
I don't think they knew he was dying. They just, they knew he was in the hospital, probably expecting his condition to be better.
I'm hoping so. I'm saying if they was taping that matchup just for him to see it, I don't know. Maybe the closest person probably knew that.
Well, you know. I think they knew it was he was bad, but they thought maybe as a Christmas present because he's feeling bad, maybe it'll make him feel better.
Got you. Yeah. And this was the day after Christmas. Mm-hmm. Or it was I found the first day of Kwanzaa, the day after Christmas he passed away, and I'm like, it sucks. May, like I was saying, rest in peace, John Huber. Fly amongst the angels. My condolences are up there, and like I said, I do have faith and believe that you're in a far better place, and the wrestling world will miss you, and we love you, and we appreciate all the things that you have brought to this world, and I just hope that we can be better people to do good things. Tomorrow is never promised, and I'm learning that more and more every day I'm living. And I'm blessed to be living in my 30s, and I'm blessed to see all this kind of stuff. But I'm also just aware that it's not forever. And right now, you got to love every day that you can. So make sure you guys you go out there and you do that. And John Huber, may he rest in peace.